Kanzu is the national dress of men and is worn for everyday occurrences. Women from central and eastern Uganda wear a dress with a sash tied around the waist and large exaggerated shoulders called a gomezi. This dress is most commonly used for important events. Football is the national sport of Uganda. The Uganda national team is nicknamed the Cranes, and matches involving the Uganda national team usually attract large crowds of Ugandans from all walks of life. The Ugandan drum is the most common instrument in Africa. The drums are usually made of animal skin of cows, goats, and other animals. The Ugandan drum has and had many uses, including sending particular messages to the intended audience, as well as in ritual ceremonies, funerals, traditional worships, king installation, exorcism, and other events. Ugandan drums are also used for entertainment. Different drumming techniques are used by each tribe and/or culture. Most people in Uganda have two names. The first name comes from the tribe using the tribe's naming practices to name their child. Nearby tribes have similar but not exact naming practices. The other name is the clan name. There are many names for each clan, and therefore the parents are able to pick from any of those names for their child. Each name has a certain meaning, so parents usually pick a name that symbolizes something, such as naming them after an older relative. The most prominent music in Uganda is tribal music that is geared for special functions such as marriage, initiation, royal festivals, harvests, etc. The music is usually performed by skilled tribesmen. Most music is also geared for dancing in the community. Each tribe has their own music and dances, which creates many different and unique styles of music and dance throughout Uganda. Christianity is the dominant religion in Uganda, with 84% of people practicing Christianity, followed by Islam with 12%, and other or none being 4%. The Roman Catholic Church has the most followers with 42% of people, followed by the Anglican Church of Uganda with 36% of people. Which became the official language of Uganda after their independence. All schools and universities require that they teach their students English, but still, 72% of Ugandans speak no English, 22% speak some English, and only 6% speak English fluently. The most widely spoken local language in Uganda is Luganda. Luganda is spoken primarily by the Baganda people or Bantu people in the urban parts of Kampala, the capital city, and other towns in the Buganda region.
So these will be Luganda language phrases. In the morning, when you greet someone, you can say, Wazuze Otia Sebo. Sebo is sir. If it's a woman, you say, Wazuze Otia Nyabo. Nyabo. Wazuze Otia Sebo. Wazuze Otia Nyabo. If it's the afternoon, you say, Osibe Otia Sebo.
Different organizations are put in place, such as the EAC and the COMESA, to promote free trade within Uganda. The primary goods that are produced in Uganda are sugar, tobacco, cotton textiles, cement, and steel production. Standard currency in Uganda is called the Uganda shilling. Uganda is a presidential republic where the president is both the head of state and the head of government. Therefore, executive power is exercised by the government, and legislative power is vested in both the government and National Assembly. Anyone over 18 years of age is allowed to vote in the multi-party system. The system of government is based off of democracy. When a man and woman gets married in Uganda, it is custom that the bride wealth is exchanged. The payment of bride wealth is the idea that men rule women. But a man can grant a woman male status, allowing her to act equal to men and above other women. Men have authority in the family, and household tasks are divided among women and older girls. Women are also economically dependent on the male next of kin, that being either the husband, father, or brother. Dependence on men deprives women of influence in family and community members, and ties them to their male counterparts. Polygamous marriages are also very prominent in Uganda as well. Uganda is one of the poorest nations in the world, with around 37% of the population living on less than $1.25 a day. Although the government of Uganda has taken great steps to reduce the poverty of the nation, the high continuous increase in population makes it hard for any government program to make an effect. The poorest areas in Uganda are generally the rural areas where 85% of Ugandan live. People in these rural areas depend on farming for a source of income. Gender inequalities are strong in Uganda. Women spend a mean 15 hours a day working compared to men who spend around 8 hours a day working. Uganda has realized that women's lack of rights plays a major role in the cause of poverty. Although Uganda did institute the National Action Plan on Women in 1999, which identified the 5 critical areas for action to advance women's rights, but still, poverty is a prominent issue in Uganda. Healthcare and hospitals in Uganda are extremely underfunded and highly variable in quality. The poor healthcare system leads to a high cost for treatments, resulting in Ugandan citizens turning to cheaper traditional medicines rather than hospitals. Uganda's infant mortality rate and life expectancy age are among the worst in the world. This is because more than 50% of the population does not have access to clean water, making citizens vulnerable to the most common diseases such as malaria and respiratory illnesses. Economic liberalization has created a healthcare system that places the poor at a disadvantage, which sadly is most of the population in Uganda. Most Ugandans rely entirely on natural resources to survive, resulting in the loss of about 60,000 hectares of forest every 30 days. And at that rate, by 2015, Uganda's per capita forest cover will be zero. 28 districts in Uganda have already lost their entire forest ecosystem, and 19 districts have forest cover less than 1%. The destruction of forests and ecosystems also leads to the endangerment of animals such as the mountain gorilla. The mountain gorilla is on the brink of extinction due to the destruction of their environment.